What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new show. So this show premiered Friday on OWN. Yes, I am late, but we are here nonetheless. So no, it premiered Saturday. Saturday on OWN. So the show is titled Heart and Hustle. I think that's what it is. Y'all give me give me a few episodes to get the name of this show together. But it's Heart and Hustle Houston. I think that's the title of the show. This is the first season. This is episode 1, and this episode is titled Making It Rain. So before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date, have me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Heart and Hustle Houston, shall we? All right, you guys, so y'all know when it comes down to anything Houston, your boy is going to do it, because I got to represent for Texas. Got to represent for Texas, and definitely got to represent for the H-Town. Even though I live in Dallas, we're going to represent for H-Town. So they come on the, before I get into it, on another Houston show that we don't know nothing about, Family Empire Houston. What happened to them? That was a really good show. I would love for them to come back, but that's neither here nor there. So they say that that Houston is the Hollywood of the South. I was like, is that true? I mean, I guess you could say Houston and Atlanta are the Hollywood of the South, but I would really more so say Atlanta. But I mean, Houston, people do go down there and film stuff in Houston, but people come up, people just film stuff here. So I guess so, right? So what I'll do is I'll go down and introduce everybody introduce you guys to the cast, because that's what the first few minutes of it was. We were introduced to the cast. So the first person that we met, her name is Latoria. So I'm assuming Latoria is the nucleus of this group. So Latoria, she's a publicist, right? And we see her, so she's introducing all the girls to us at this lounge that she is opening up. So it's a lounge, a restaurant, bar, and grill, and all that kind of stuff, right? And so she wants them to try out the food, and she wants them to give her their opinion. And also, I will be putting the girls' pictures on the screen so you guys can see. So the next person that we meet, her name is Chloe. Chloe says that she is an event planner, and she says she is one of Houston's finest. And hey, toot your own horn, toot toot, beep beep. Now when I looked at Chloe, I was like, Chloe looks very familiar. Now, Chloe, if you guys are of a certain age and you guys watched America's Next Top Model when it used to air, there was a contestant on, I can't remember which, I think it was either Cycle 5 or Cycle 6. Her name was Jade. Chloe kind of looks like Jade. The next person we were introduced to is Labrina. Now, when I looked at Labrina, I was like, I know, I've saw Labrina. I know I've saw Labrina somewhere before. Where have I saw Labrina? I don't know, but I've saw Labrina. But Labrina is the owner of Escape Spa. So cool. We got thriving black women, and I love it. So then we were introduced to Ro. So Ro is a consultant, and she is also a general manager. I'm loving it. And then, oh God, I forgot how to pronounce her name. But I think it's Manira. If I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly, I will have it correct by this coming Saturday. But Manira was an electrical engineer. She's an electrical engineer. I don't like, come on, educated black woman. Love it. Now I'm not saying that the other women aren't educated, but electrical engineer, baby, you got brains to do that. I love it. And then the last person that we were introduced to is Alana. So Alana, beautiful young lady, and Alana she has a makeup place. So she's a makeup artist, right? And I was like, okay, cool. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. We have different industries. We have makeup. We have electrical engineering. We have a consultant and a general manager. We have a spa owner. We got a wedding event planner, and we got a fucking publicist. I'm like, come on. I love it. Love this for us. Love this for us, right? So Latoria is telling the girls, that one of her homies came to her, and he was asking her, what does she think about, this, I think his name, what is the name of it? Rain or something like that. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct it in the comment section. But a homie came to her and asked her what she thought about this, and she was telling him, I think it's a good idea. Now she didn't realize that at the time he wanted her to run it, and she was like, "Oh, okay." So she's telling the people, she's telling the girls like, when I first saw this place, because the inside of it, beautiful. The aesthetic, I loved the aesthetic of it. Right now, I'm not a purple fan, but that purple looked fantastic, right? So she said that when she first saw it, that she necessarily didn't see the vision, but I guess now that when it came to fruition, she finally was able to see it. And again, I love it. Black-owned businesses, I'm here for it. So then the girls are just having a conversation with each other, right? So again, if I'm saying her name incorrectly, please forgive me. Manira. So she was looking at Alana's fingers. So Alana has her nails done. She said her nails were pretty. And she said, "Oh, your rings are pretty." And she's like, "Is that your wedding ring?" And she was like, "No, she didn't have her wedding ring on because the rings that she has on are gold, and her wedding ring doesn't match that." And I was looking like, okay. I mean, I get the sentiment, but I don't get the sentiment at the same time. I mean, okay, like, mm, here's the thing. I love for my stuff to match each other, but I'm not that picky, especially about my wedding ring. I'm gonna wear my wedding ring if even the thing about that is, so you would have gold, 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 and whatever color your wedding ring is, so it stands out, so a motherfucker know, bitch, I was married. That's what I was thinking, but maybe not Alana. So, um, we also found out about Alana. So Alana and her husband, his name is Josh. So Alana and her husband, they have been together since they were in high school. I think she said they met her junior, sophomore, somewhere right there around that time, right? So they've been together since then. So the girls were like, "So have you ever been with another man besides your husband?" And she was like, "No." And Chloe got a big ass mouth. So Chloe was like, "Ooh, that's so boring." I was like, I would have kicked her under the table like, "Girl, shut up, talking about that woman's husband." Even though, here's the thing. I've told you guys, I had a friend, I had two people that I went to, two people in my class. They were high school sweethearts. They dated from our freshman, no, take that back. They had dated since we were in middle school. They had been together since we were in middle school. Dated all throughout high school. They never broke up. They were never with anybody else in high school but each other. Once we graduated high school, they got married. About a year or two after graduating high school, them being married, they got divorced. And now, I don't know if the guy is remarried, but I know the girl, she got remarried. She got remarried quite some time after the divorce, because then she started dating another guy, and they got married to each other. So, and I don't know, you know what? I'm gonna have to go look and see if she's on my Facebook and see if she's still with him. Because if they together, they've been together for over 10 years at this point, right? Somewhere right around that time, right? So then she did reveal to the girls that, she and her husband, they do sleep in separate bedrooms. And I was like, and the wheels kind of churned a little bit, because I was like, okay, you're not wearing your wedding ring and you and your husband sleep in different rooms. So there must be something going on with you and your husband. And what I will say is, I did feel like Chloe was prying a little bit too much into her business. And I was like, "Chloe, you can clearly see she's uncomfortable. You can clearly see she doesn't want to talk about this. So why don't you drop this?" And then, she's saying she's still a wife, despite the fact that, they sleep in separate bedrooms. She's not wearing her ring. And that's true. You are still his wife. But at this point, is it the wife and just literally the name, "I'm his wife"? Like, that's the question that I kind of wonder. Now, I don't remember how this came up, but they were talking about how she said her husband is fine. And Chloe in her big ass mouth said, "Girl, your man is not fine." I said, "Oh my God, Chloe, please stop." You are putting your foot in your mouth. But then we found out with Chloe, that Chloe is dating a man that is 17 years younger than her. I was like, okay, Cougar, round a Cougar. I was like, come on, Cougar. What I also will say is listening to the ladies talk and how country they sound, I was like, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, it kind of reminds you of Bell Collective because they just as country as us Texans are. But listening to Labrina talk. Labrina sounds like like some of my family members, and like if y'all would y'all, I know sometimes y'all some people say they can hear my Texas accent. Some people say they can't hear it, right? But and now for me personally, I don't hear the accent, but I know some people say, yeah, JB, I definitely hear your accent with some, But again, I don't hear it. But if y'all were to see some of my family, y'all would be looking at Labrina like because I'm from the country. And when I say country, country, like my family's country is hell. And so y'all would hear like some of the things how Labrina was talking, y'all would hear that with my family and y'all would hear that with me. Cause that's just how so I loved it, right? So what I also will say is now the food, they ordered some food, but the food was slow to come out. Now this seems like it's a soft opening because it's not really open to the public, but there were some people in there, but it wasn't open, right? But I did like the fact that they gave, they told how they felt, but they also gave constructive criticism to Latoria. And I was here for that, right? So let's pause here and move forward. So next up, you guys, we see Latoria. So Latoria has invited Alana over to her home because Latoria just wants to check up on Alana and make sure that Alana, is in good spirits after what happened the night before, right? And, Alana's like, I've known Chloe for years now, and she did feel a way about some of the things that she was saying, and more specifically, the things that she was saying about her husband. And I was like, I understand, especially with her say her husband's not fine. He's not, listen, he might not be your cup of tea, but he is for her. And I would never say that like to my friends. I would never like, oh girl, your man ain't fine. Oh girl, like I would let my friends be like, oh girl, my man is just the finest. My man, my man. Now I don't know if I would let my friend do that my man stuff. But I would let my friend hype her man up. Like, oh, my man this, my man dead, my man cook, my man clean, my man take the trash out, my man puts, no, please don't tell me that. Because I'm about to say my man put it down. Please don't tell me that. Because I don't care I don't give no fucks about that. I really don't. I really don't. Legitimately, I don't. So, she did say that, so I guess her and Josh worked together, and she did say that she and Josh, they took a break, and so when she took a break, she's focused on her brand. And I would also say, if you guys are if you guys never really have any alone time from each other, that could be a part of the issue with your relationship right about now, right? If y'all married, live together, work together, then like what time do you guys have where it's not okay, I'm up under Josh or Josh is up under Alana? So I really do wonder that question. Because me personally, I can never me being personal with and real with myself, I don't think I could ever work with my significant other. I wouldn't want to. And that is no slight, no shade to anybody who does it. Just putting that out there, right? So next up we see Labrina. So Labrina has the girls over to her home that is on 5 acres. When I saw that house, I was like, oh, that is beautiful. That is what I want. I want a house with nothing but land. Then her pool. Oh, the luxury. Loved it, right? So her husband's name is Will. He was a cornerback in the NFL. They've been together for a decade, but they've only been married for 2 years at this point, right? We were introduced to, and again, if I'm saying her name wrong, I do apologize, Manira. So her husband's name is Norm, and they have been together for 11 years. Now, we also found out that she was an electrical engineer for 20 years, and she had to let that go. She said she went to the ER, and she was having some health issues. She let that go. She's a mom of 4, and she's also a content creator. I was like, okay, cool. So everybody shows up. It's couples night. Now they're talking to Josh and Alana. So they asked them like, how long have you guys been together? So they've been married for 15 years, but they've only been together, but they've been together for 21 years. And again, this dates back to high school. And I was like, okay, cool. If and so they asked them what is the secret to them being married for as long as they have. And she did say that someone told her, if you guys get naked, if you guys are arguing and you get naked, do you want to keep arguing or like what? And I'm paraphrasing because I heard what she said, but I'm paraphrasing. It's basically like, so we naked, like what we about to do? We finna keep arguing or we finna go to the bedroom and do what it do? Basically, right? So then after that, we see as the ladies went out by the fire pit. So Manira and Labrina basically just want to check up on Alana, make sure Alana's good after what happened with the whole Chloe of it all, right? And she said that she told how she felt, but she's telling that she did say she was holding something back, but I'm like, and you're still holding something back. And what I will say about this, if you don't feel like that was the right time and you feel comfortable to express what is going on in your marriage, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. So I'm not going to be like, well, you on a reality TV show and you need to tell us what's going on. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is especially with this being a new show, and I was thinking this before I came on camera. It's interesting when you see reality shows, right? And you see couples. Because most times you see when they go on reality TV shows, especially the women, most times the women go on the shows and by the end of the season, they've announced that they are filing for divorce. We've saw it numerous times with the housewives. We also just saw it recently, well, y'all saw it, I didn't see it, but Love and Marriage Detroit, Christina and Brandon, they're officially divorced from each other, right? Melody and Martell, they're divorced. So, and hear me loud and hear me clear. I'm not saying that that's what this is when it comes down to Alana, that she's coming on this show to get a divorce from her husband, because, like I was just saying, even with friendships, we saw on reality shows where friendships, people come onto the show as best friends and they leave completely nothing. Mariah and Quad were good friends with each other. They're no longer good friends with each other, right? Dr. Jackie and Simone, even though they found their way back to each other, Dr. Jackie and Simone, they came on there as friends, had a rift in their relationship, and they've now gotten back on track with each other, right? So again, I'm not saying all that to say that I think Alana's coming on here to, dissolve her marriage. I don't think that. But I do feel like this might be a mirror up to Alana's face, looking, filming this and then watching this back. I do feel like this might be a mirror to her face. And that's all I got to say. But we'll pause here and we'll move forward, and I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Chloe. So Chloe, now when I heard Chloe's story, I really wanted to cry. But she didn't cry, and I'm glad that she didn't cry because it would have made me cry. So Chloe has 3 kids, right? She has her oldest son that she had when she was 20 years old, and she has 2 girls with her husband. Now, she said her and her husband were together for 7 years, and they got married the 7th year that they were together, but then 2 months later, her husband passed away from a heart attack. And I was like, oh, wow. Damn. I can't even imagine what that would be like, to be with somebody for 7 years, and then you guys to say, let's make it official, and you didn't even get to really enjoy the married bliss. Your husband passed away. You guys were still newlyweds. My prayers up to you, for real, Chloe. Now, her son is not talking to her because her son found out about this young man that she's dating, and he feels a way about it. And honestly, if my mom had ever done some shit like that when I was, when my mom was still here, if she had got with somebody that was my age, I probably would feel the same, or feel a way too. Because it's like, wow. So me and this dude, we were both getting our diapers changed at the same time. You were changing my diaper and his mom was changing his diaper. Me and him were in high school around the same time. Like, ugh. I would be weirded out by it, right? But neither here nor there. But again, if she likes it, I love it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So then we also see as Latoria later had Chloe and Ro over to her house, right? So Ro worked at a place called Victory, and she's letting the girls know that she quit. And then also we're talking in this scene, they were just kind of talking about random things. Because at one point, Chloe was like, she thinks that Latoria should date a Nigerian man. I mean, shit, they got money. Some of them. Because even Chloe had to say, she dated one, but he was a scam. I said, that sounds about right. Hello, Simon Guobadia. Allegedly. Allegedly, Simon Guobadia is a scammer. So then the last scene we have, y'all, my heart kind of broke in this last scene with Alana and Labrina. Like I said, there's definitely something that Alana is not telling us, and I'm okay with that she's not telling it to us. But you can also see that whatever she's not telling us is eating at her. So she says that her and Josh are in a transition period, and he sleeps in a separate, and they do still sleep in separate bedrooms. And I'm like, there's something deeper. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel like it might be infidelity, but I can't put I'm not gonna put my money on that because it could be something emotional. Because even somebody asked her, "Do you feel like y'all are growing apart?" It could even be that. So I'm not gonna put my money on infidelity. But she did reveal that there was some infidelity after Labrina mentioned that there was some infidelity with Will. And she says that the Will that she got today is not the Will that she, initially got with. And I would imagine that with him being a football player, he's a handsome guy. So I would imagine that the girls were throwing themselves at him, right? And Alana mentioned that there was infidelity during their engagement, and she still, and she didn't say anything because she didn't want people to look at her and be like, he cheated on you and you still married him. And let's be real, people would absolutely say, girl, you married that nigga and he was cheating on you before y'all got married. Girl, that was a warning sign right there. Some people might say that. Now, would I say that? Not really. Not really. Because if he, here's the thing. It happened before the marriage. If you were able to move past it and it didn't produce a baby or nothing like that, if you were able to move past it, then that was fine. That means that, it happened. Don't do it again. We still gonna get married. But there's something, like I said, there is really something that is eating at Alana. Again, what that something is, don't know. But we're gonna go down this road with Heart and Hustle, Houston. Is that the name of the show, you guys? Sorry, if that's not the name of the show, everything the more reviews that we do with this show, we gonna have it down pat. But like the video, you guys, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys, and until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.